Hello everyone, I am Anuja Shrivastava and today I am going to start the last part of this chapter in which I am going to tell you about the common disorders of the urinary system. That means what is related here disorder? That means the disease which is related to the urinary system. So some diseases are also there which is very frequent and which is related to the urinary system or excretory system. As you already know about the kidney stone, which is a very common disease, kidney failure, these diseases are very common. But today I am going to first tell you about the disease that is the UTI. And the UTI disease, the full form of this disease is urinary tract infection. Okay, so I am tell you about the cause, किस कारण से होती है, then after the symptoms and then also how we can prevent these diseases. So the cause of this disease is E. coli. That is, it is a bacteria E. coli which causes the disease urinary tract infection, and this disease or this bacteria, it is present in digestive system and sometimes through the anus it reaches to the urinary system, and at that time this disease is caused by the bacteria E. coli. Now it also affects the urinary bladder, kidney as well as the complete urinary system. So urinary tract infection, what are the symptoms? इसमें symptoms क्या आएंगे? Symptoms, all the symptoms are very frequent and they are the simple, just like sensation in the urine as well as cause pain in the pelvic region, pain in pelvic region, sensation in urinary system. That means strong odor, okay, and some other, that is during these are some symptoms of the urinary tract infection. Now how you can prevent these diseases? Prevention. So for the prevention, first and most important thing, the personal hygiene must be maintained. Okay, personal hygiene. And whenever any disease is related to the urinary system, it required the sufficient amount of water. That means drink sufficient amount of water. Now let's move toward the second disease, that is the kidney stone. Now this kidney stone, how these kidney stones occur? So kidney stones are mostly hard minerals that form inside the kidney. As you know, it is stone. That means these are not the stone, you are not going to eat the bricks and the rocks. So how these stones are formed? These stones are generally hard minerals. That means which forms inside the kidney. So if a person is intake the food which consists of a huge amount of minerals, just like calcium oxalate and calcium phosphate, That means how these kidney stone occur. Generally, if anyone is going to consume the huge amount of calcium oxalate and calcium phosphate, that means इनके फूड में इनका हाई कंसंट्रेशन होता है. So these high concentration, these are going to struck in the kidney and forms the kidney stone, and these stones are going to just pass through the ureter. Sometimes the small stone, those stones whose size are very small, they are just going to release through the urine, but the huge size of stones, they are going to struck in the ureter and they causes the severe abdomen and pelvic pain. That means the symptoms is there, severe pain in the sides of the abdomen, in the pelvic region. So for that, the removal of that type of stone, the surgical method is required. That means the size of a stone is big, so they are going to struck, and at that time the surgical method is required. Otherwise, the very minute particles of stones are going to release from the body through the urine. Now, how we can take prevention from the kidney stone? So again, I told you that just drink sufficient and required amount of water and avoid to intake the food which is having the maximum amount of calcium oxalate and calcium phosphate. Now, the next disease which is also very common, that is the kidney failure. Now, sometimes what happened, one kidney of a person is going to disorder, it is not going to function properly. At that time, the second kidney automatically take up the charge of other kidney and it is going to perform all the function of the other kidney. But due to some disease, due to another problem, sometimes both the kidney fails to work properly. दोनों ही kidney खराब हो जाती है. At that time, what happens? The person is not going to survive for a long time, because when the waste is not going to remove from the body, how the person is going to survive for the long years? At that time, there is two methods to deal with the kidney failure. First is the dialysis, and second is the kidney transplant. So these two methods are there. So dialysis, it is a medical procedure. It is a medical procedure in which the blood is passes through the machine, and that machine is known as the dialyzer, which is also known as the artificial kidney. That means the blood from the body is going to pass through this dialysis machine, and that machine is going to filter all the nitrogenous waste, and the blood again going to transport in the body of the person. So that this process is very much costly, as well as the person has to do this process again and again, otherwise it is not going to survive for the long time. And this kidney transplant, it is the another process for the person who is having both the kidney failure. In this process, a healthy person or healthy donor whose all the similarity with the patient is there, they are going to donate his or her one kidney to the patient, and the patient is going to just surgical method is there, and the person, those who transplant the kidney, they can survive many more life, and they can survive many more years, and they can survive easily. So this is all about the today's topic, and this chapter is over here. Watch the video and try to understand the things. Bye bye. Thank you.